Good morning from the Flanagan Homestead and East Fork Christmas Tree Farms. I continue to get people asking how to start a Christmas tree farm, what are important points. And this is one of the things that a lot of people probably don't think about, and that is you need to be taking notes. Not just notes on what I'm saying here or when you're talking to other people, although that is a good idea, but notes on what you have done. Farming in general, you tend to forget what you've done. Christmas tree farming takes a long time to harvest a tree, and you might need to be keeping track of what you've actually done. So first of all, when I take notes, I like to do it on Google Docs and Google Sheets. I have both spreadsheets and docs on the things that I've done. And the reason I like that is if you have your phone out in the field and you have internet connection, you can always look up what you had, because all of us have our phones on us all the time. And if you leave your notepad at home, then you're stuck. But if it's on your phone, you can pull it up. And so one of the reasons I might need to pull it up in the middle of what I'm doing is, for instance, I just sprayed Old Tor for aphids, which 10 to 12 ounces per acre. But then I can look back and on my equipment, what does that mean? What is my nozzle setting? How many ounces per tank full does that mean for me? And so you take time calibrating your equipment the first year you put something on, and then a year later when you do it again, you may forget, is that 3 ounces, 4 ounces, 5 ounces, 8 ounces in a tank? What nozzle setting do I have? How fast am I moving? So if you take all those notes, you will remember those things. Another really important reason to take notes, especially as a Christmas tree farmer, is I put down what my seed source was in the rows that they're in. Because after 6-7 years, when you're about to harvest it, you may forget, because you've been getting different seed sources, where you got it. So are my Nobles from 053, which is the most popular, or the 252s, which is St. Helens, which is a little bit fuller tree, my Grand Firs from Idaho or Canada. And so you just look, I have 3 main providers that I get my trees from: Kinty's, Brooks, and Drake's. Did this row come from who? And then, you know, all of us out here in the Pacific Northwest would love to get the Elite Orchard, Pacific Northwest Christmas Tree Association Elite Orchard, but some years we get it, most years I don't. But what rows are those in? This year I got Silver Mountain Select Orchard, which is someone's doing what the Christmas Tree Association did privately. They've taken the 053 seed source, they've grown some marvelous trees, they've took the select trees, the best one, and grown those up and started gathering seeds from them. So I'm planting them this year, and they're in South rows 85 to 110. So in future years, and we're going, man, this section of trees is magnificent, I can look up what tree is in South rows 85 to 110 and go, oh, the Silver Mountain Select Orchard, it really did work. And so start pursuing that and supporting their business and doing well for me. So there's a number of reasons that you'll want to be taking notes. You know, I also know by the hour, when I first started, you know, the 9 o'clock hour, the 10 o'clock hour, how many trees I've sold on Saturday and on Sunday. I compare Saturday to Sunday and how they compare. I know what percentages of trees I sell on given days. How much I sell a lot more Noordmans and Nobles early in this harvest season and Grand Firs later, which I should, because the Grand Firs don't last as long. But I have all kinds of notes on what to expect and how to handle things. So all of these are important things to take note of, so you know what to expect, you know how to calibrate your equipment, you know what seed sources are working for you. Also, when you're spraying, you know, weather conditions make a huge difference on how things uptake. You know, when you spray for aphids or when you spray for weeds, was the weather still? Was it a hot day after you sprayed? Was it a cool day? Did you have rain that came in that may have washed it off? So actually, when you get your applicator's license, when I'm applying certain things, I am required to take notes of when I did it, how much, and weather conditions. But even if I wasn't required to do it, it's good to have notes. And again, I personally prefer, I'm not necessarily supporting Google, not supporting them, but I have something that I can pull up on the internet and on my phone. If I have a question when I'm talking to someone, I could just look up the notes and say, well, by the way, it's here. I don't have to run home into my office, find the paper notes, and go from there. So I would really encourage you, every step of the way, take notes. learn from them. You can go back and say, I don't want this tree again. I'll tell you, the seed source that we put in the first year, we made sure we haven't bought them again. They were beautiful trees, but it took about 12 years to harvest. Not a good situation. That's not profitable. So take notes and do well. I'm cheering you on. Another thing you needed to definitely take notes on is labor, how much you're paying out in labor. For instance, when we planted 2,000 trees this year and they were all bare root and we had the high school boys doing it, how much did it cost? How many hours did it take? When we had the professional crew come, how much time and money did that take? When we used the auger, how much time and money did that take? So you can compare and contrast. When we had more trees, less trees, how much did it cost? Same thing with shearing. Shearing is the most labor-intensive part of Christmas tree farming. You can spend a lot of hours in the field. So approximately how many trees do you have in the field, average height? How long did it take to shear? So as you go in year after year, you can estimate the expenses that are coming up. Instead of going, I don't know what it's going to cost me, you can plan for it, be ready. Thanks for joining me on the Flanagan Homestead, where Christmas trees are my business, teaching included horticulture is my job, and outdoor projects are my passion. And I hope to see you again soon, and I honestly love answering questions that come in the comment section on YouTube. I enjoy interacting with Christmas tree farmers or wannabe Christmas tree farmers, because that means you're someone like me. We have something in common. You probably like playing in the dirt. You want to make a little bit of profit on your property. Let's do this together.